So today we're going to talk about the LinkedIn Alumni tool, how to use it, and why it's helpful. The LinkedIn Alumni tool is honestly LinkedIn's most unknown but most helpful feature. It can help you build relationships at companies or organizations that you're really interested in. It can help you find people directly for informational interviews that majored in the same thing that you majored in, or who are pursuing career paths that are interesting to you. And if you just want to know what other people who are graduating are doing, this is a really helpful way to see at a more high level view, what are people actually doing? Hopefully that sold you on the tool. Now let's talk about how to use it. This is the main homepage of LinkedIn. To find the LinkedIn Alumni tool, you're going to use the search tab and search for UT Austin. So once you're here, you can click on this alumni link and it's going to take you to the alumni tool. So you can actually use this alumni tool for any university or organization. There's lots of ways that you can use it. So first, what we notice, if we click on this show more, we see that there are 351,000 alumni. So I don't know about you, but that's a lot of people, right? So as we think about how we want to use this tool, you can start in a couple of different ways. In general, this tool shows you where people live, where they work, what they do, what they studied, and what they list as their skills. The way that I encourage you to use this tool is based on what your questions are. So if you were just sitting there and thinking, I have no idea what other people even do with a blah major, well, I would encourage you to start with what they studied. So if you're wondering, what does someone do with a political science degree or a government degree or a psychology degree or any of these, right? If you don't see a major, by the way, all you have to do is click this add button. So let's say I want to look up human development and family sciences. So here's the thing. This is a global tool that works for many universities. So you're not always going to see the major titled the way that it's titled at UT, but we see there's 2,200 alumni, so there's a lot of people that we can search through. Now we're only looking at the people who majored in human development and family sciences, and we can see where they work. So a good chunk of them are working at UT. Note that if you're a student, it often defaults to you working at UT. But we see lots of school districts and areas, but this gives us a sense of where people typically work. We can also look at what they do. So if we want to just talk to the people who are in healthcare, who were in HDF, we could click on this. And now when we scroll down, we're only going to see those people, right? So I could look at any of these people's profiles and learn more about what they have to offer. So that's really helpful if you are trying to figure out just generally what are people doing. Let's say you have a dream company. Well, then I would use this where they work tab as your beginning point. So if you know that you want to work at Google, for example, well, we currently have nearly 1,200 alumni who are working there. So you can start by looking at what they do. So oftentimes we default when we think of like a tech company, we will generally only think of the technical roles, but these are huge companies that hire many different types of people. So maybe you want to look at marketing, for example. So you want to see the 50-something people who work in marketing. Now we see a lot of them are working in San Francisco, Austin, New York City. So most of them are in large cities. We scroll over. You can even see what they studied. So marketing and advertising, sure. Business, communications, psychology, Spanish and Iberian studies, journalism. So sometimes people are surprised when they actually see, when you drill down, even at these large companies, you can find people. So maybe you want to talk with the 3 people who studied Latin and Iberian studies. Well, you can. So you could reach out to any of these people to learn more about what they do, to actually click on their profile and look through and see if they seem interesting to you. You can look by where they work. If you want to just focus on a specific area that you're wanting to target, you can also even just start with, I'm kind of interested in this basic career field. I don't necessarily want to hone in on a specific major or a specific company. Maybe I just want to learn more about what it's like to, be a researcher. Many researchers are employed at UT because we're a research-intensive university. So we have a lot of faculty and researchers there. But maybe you want to look at Exxon or Applied Research Laboratories or, other universities, or the people who are doing research at Google, Microsoft, or Amazon. You could click on there, and now you're getting a really specific look. So if you want to click on anyone, when you look at their profile, you're going to be able to see some basic things. So let's say you're interested in what this senior manager is doing. So we see this person works at Amazon now. we can read a little bit more about their about section, their summary section, and learn more about what they've been doing. So this person hires folks and it tells you a little bit more about what they do. Let's say that you're interested and want to reach out to this person. Now they're a secondary connection for me, so I could directly message them, but let's say that they're not for you. I could click on contact information. Unfortunately, they don't list their email here. You could Google this person. You can use a website called hunter.io. So hunter.io is a way for you to just look up what companies' typical email patterns are. So we want to say, what do we think? Amazon. So we're learning that the most common email pattern for them is your first name dash your last name at amazon.com. So you could try to send an email to this person just using their first name dash last name. So that's one way to search them out. You could always try and contact the company. Worst case scenario, if none of that works, you can click on this connect message and write a specific tailored message about your interest in doing, say, an informational interview or getting to know them. So this is the LinkedIn Alumni tool. I hope that it was meaningful and helpful for you to see a little bit about how we actually use it, how you can use it, and I hope that it will help you to find people for informational interviews and help you explore more about what might interest you directly. The tool is changing all the time, so I've given you the basic components. Know that you may log in and it may look a little different. Overall, it's a fairly easy tool to use.